It always feels so good to come back to Gurbani. Continuing from where I left, Akhri naam akhri sala, akhri gyan geet gun ga. From the word comes the naam, from the word comes your praise, and from the word comes spiritual wisdom, singing the songs of your glory. It's so interesting that the intricate weave of the word that was with the divine. And every religion in the world talks about the secret of the word. That word from where the unstruck sound emanated, the universe emanated as a thought perceived by the divine. Akri Nam, Akri Sala, from the word comes the name, from the word comes your praise. From the word comes spiritual wisdom, singing the songs of your glory. And one word has led to so many sounds of glorification, of prayers and ecstasy, of music and of poetry, and of every creation in this world has emanated from the word Akhri Naam. Akhri Likhan Bolan Baan, Akhra Sir Sanjog Vakhan. From that word comes the written and spoken words and all the hymns in this universe. And from that word comes destiny written on one's forehead. So when the source, the unstruck sound, the one word, it is spreading its offshoots into this entire creation. Your destiny and mine are interwoven and they originate from the word. There is no sense of separation. There is no telling apart. There's just unified oneness. And from that very word, all the written and spoken words and songs and words and hymns have arisen. Jin e likhe tis sir nai, jiv for mai tiv tiv pai. Now the one who wrote these words of destiny, no words are written on his own forehead. That invisible shining forehead, that is indescribable, incomprehensible. There is no destiny written for the one who scripts everyone's destiny. Jiv for mai, tiv tiv pai. And as he ordains, so do we receive. Now, this beautiful, complete surrender has been interpreted by different people in different ways. This surrender is not submission. This is letting go into the hands of divinity. And so many times we come into situations where it's beyond our power, beyond our understanding, beyond our control. And then, in pure exasperation and desperation, we turn it over to the Supreme Lord. The pain could be unbearable. The circumstance could be insurmountable. The challenge could be overwhelming. And in those situations, we often sit down and say, okay, I turn it over to you. But everything that we are doing can be turned over to the divine, which should not be misinterpreted as submission. It is actually understanding and knowing a simple fact that we are not the crafters and creators of our destiny. The true scribbling pen lies with someone else. And when we do away with the ego of thinking that we are the doer, we're the one who's actually committing or doing a task, and we turn it over to that higher power which uses us as instruments of its own expression. That truly is the highest state of enlightenment. That is true disengagement from the world, when you know that whatever you engage in is a play of the player, and all the players in this game are being moved by the supreme player. And this interconnection, this beautiful play with each other, is what is defining us. This lovely song of oneness is what is connecting us into one orchestra, one symphony, and we are a part of this. And now, when you have contemplated this, you're trying to wrap your head around this, let me give you the next lines. Jin e likhe tis sir nai, jiv for mai tiv tiv pai. But the one who wrote these words has no destiny, and as he ordains, so we receive. Now that we've received this, Jeta Kita Teta now. Ven nave nahi ko thao. Now the created universe is all but the manifestation of your name. That name that resonates, that vibrates, that echoes in every creation. And like I've already said, everything and everyone bears a watermark of the Creator and cannot be anything outside the Creator. So that name is always there with us, upon us, and in everything around us. Jiva farmai, tiv tiv pai. As he ordains, you received it. And now, Jeta Kita Teta now. The created universe is the manifestation of that one great name. Vernave nahi kothao. And without your name, there is absolutely no place at all. There is no place where you can escape the signature of the divine. The fragrance is everywhere. Kudrat, kavan, kaha vichar, varya na java ekvar. And how can I describe the immense, infinite, continuous, creative power of the divine who's just unfolding and expanding this universe like a wonderful red carpet for us every second at an astonishing, mind-boggling pace. And infinite creations are coming into being, and these are the ones that our naked eyes, our telescopes, our farthest reaching, most sensitive instruments are now being able to pick up and try and figure out. What about all the other dimensions that we have no sensory connection or ability to interpret and understand? Those multiple dimensions where the higher powers dwell, where the higher energies come from, all those places are very much there, and they all bear the watermark of the Creator, the one who's created and in whose signature everything is. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. And how can you fathom that creative power? Varya na java ekvar. And I can't even once feel that I'm a significant sacrifice to you. A drop returning to the ocean. Jo tud pave sai palikar. Whatever pleases you is the only good deed and is the only worthy thing that's happening in this world. Tu sada salamat nirankar. And you are eternal, you're formless. And Baba Nanak repeats this phrase again and again, giving us a constant reminder of the eternal, the blemishless, the spotless, the divine, the light flowing through everyone. You are eternal. Pariye hat pair tan de. When the hands and the feet and the body are dirty, pani tote uttaras ke. All that filth, all that dirt can be washed, rinsed away with water. Moot paliti kappad hoye. And when your clothes are soiled and they're stained and they're dirty, whether it's any form of filth on your clothes, urine, or whatever, what do you do with such clothes? Well, it's a pretty simple solution, isn't it? We all know. We can just use a soap and scrub the dirt off. Or we could just put them in the washing machine and they're done. Pariye mat papa ke sang. But now if you've stained all your mind and intellect and your conscious mind with a lot of filth. What do you do then when this sort of a filth is all over you? Pariye mat papa ke sang, o tope nave ke sang. And then there's that magical cleansing that can only happen by the love of the name. Now, there was a time recently where I felt that I got a message that to be healed, I need to let go of all negativity, all wrath, all anger, all frustration, all irritation, all of judgmental thoughts. And then I was left with a void, and I was told that this has to be filled up with love. So I'm not claiming that I've been cleansed. I have my triggers, I have my responses, but I've come to realize that this sort of cleansing can only happen instantaneously by the love of the name, and I speak from first hand experience. It leaves you so much cleaner, lighter in the head, in the mind, in the body, and so much energy starts to move through you. Punni papi akhanai, kar kar karn lik le jai. Virtues and vices do not come by mere words. My speaking of these words doesn't mean I'm full of virtues, or you receiving them and feeling any regret for any of the vices you have doesn't make you full of vices. Virtues and vices, they do not come from mere spoken words. Actions repeated over and over again are engraved on the soul. Kar kar karna lek leja. And if we know that repeated actions like affirmations can make this sort of magic for the soul, then we will remember what actions to repeat and commit to again and again. We break the habitual chain of sinning, and we do not get attracted towards those negative thoughts, and we just start shifting our focus to very positive ones, because that's the daily washing machine cleanse we want. We want the true name, the true wisdom, the true worship, the virtuous living, the moral thoughts. Moral as not defined by the society, but our inner compass that gives us a certain sense of direction. And when we reorient towards it, it all becomes different. I can go on, but it's been a long time I've been reading. We'll continue this some other time. Till then, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru.